Considering moving to the Boise, Idaho area, interested in exploring some of its surrounding towns and suburbs? Well, in today's video, we are going to tour you through the up-and-coming, but very often overlooked town of Garden City, Idaho. If you've been house hunting for homes in the Boise, Idaho area for a bit, there is a good chance that you have seen a listing or two that, well, if you're looking at a map, look like they are just smack dab right in the center of Boise. But wait, their address is for some place called Garden City. But again, looking at a map, it really just looks like Boise just swallowed up this little sliver of a town. Because, well, pretty much everything around Garden City is Boise. So, what gives? Garden City is indeed its own little town with its own municipal government. And in this video, I'm going to give you an on-the-ground look at what living in Garden City is really like. I'll cover why some people love calling it home, and also, well, why for others it's just not their cup of tea. And that's okay.
I just have a different lifestyle.
I will also cover a number of great things to do in the area because, well, as you will see, this little town really does offer a lot of things to do for people of all ages. And really, whether you ultimately decide that Garden City is perfect for you or that, well, yeah, it's just not the place for you, you will like knowing what you can venture over to Garden City to do and experience. First up, let's pull up a map so you can see exactly where Garden City is located. As you can see, Garden City, which is very small in comparison to the other cities that make up the Treasure Valley, as it covers about 4.2 square miles and has a population of right around 12 to 13,000. This little urban enclave is surrounded by the city of Boise to the north, east, and south, and then there's Eagle to the northwest. The foothills in the Boise Mountains outline the sky to the north and east, so that provides an ever-changing backdrop. So you've got great sunsets and sunrises, and also a view of Bogus Basin. Bogus is both the largest mountain in southern Idaho, as well as our go-to ski resort here in the valley. It's located just about 18 miles northeast of Garden City. And then the Boise River runs east to west through the city. So this gives the city a kind of funky, elongated, irregular, rectangular shape. It runs about 6 miles down, and then it varies in width from about a quarter of a mile to up to over a mile and a half. Garden City is located smack dab in the Boise River floodplain. So prior to the construction of the 3 upriver dams, so Arrow Rock, Anderson Ranch, and Lucky Peak, spring floods were quite common. So can I get a hooray for dams and water management?
Hot damn!
Because of this, there are some homes in Garden City that require flood insurance. And the reason for this is that here in Ada County, there is a 100-year flood system. So basically, if a home or property experienced any issues with flooding over the past 100 years, well then flood insurance will very likely still be required. So if you flip out over Garden City and decide that it is the place for you, then that is something we will definitely make sure we are 100% clear on prior to making an offer and having you move in. Okay, so here we are cruising down Chinden Blvd, which is also referred to as Highway 26. And Chinden runs through the city parallel to the south side of the river. Garden City was actually named for the incredible gardens grown by the Chinese immigrants who lived in the area when the town was originally founded. And fun little fact, the name of the street that we are currently on, which is Garden City's main street, Chinden, is actually a combination of the words China and garden.
Well, now I know.
So as you can see, well, there is a lot of commercial activity in Garden City. One of the first times I actually found myself in Garden City was way back when we first moved here and we were RV shopping. There are just flat out a ton of RV dealers on this main drag. And then of course there are also restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, coffee shops, and even quite a number of goats. Yes, goats.
What? Where did that come from?
Anyway.
One of the biggest draws to Garden City is now the hoppin' craft brewery and wine tasting scene. About 7 or 8 years ago, I attended a public city planning meeting in which Garden City residents and business owners were there to discuss the future of the city. And holy moly, I remember being a bit, well, I was just flat out skeptical at hearing what they really thought they were going to do. Seemed to me like absolutely lofty goals that probably wouldn't happen.
Is that doable?
It's doable. Definitely doable.
And well, I was wrong to be skeptical because they sure did go off and just get it done. The Garden City that exists today is very different than what Garden City was a decade ago. So huge kudos to the city as well as to the dedicated residents and local business owners for just making it happen. Just occurred to me that I never introduced myself. Hi, I'm Marcie, a local real estate agent here in the Boise, Idaho area, and our goal with this channel is really just to put on the ground videos together, videos that really would have helped me and my family 16 years ago when we were first contemplating making the Boise area our home. We shoot videos every single week, ranging from jog vlogs to market updates to neighborhood tours to pros and cons, basically just all of the things. So to be sure you don't miss out on any of those, and it also just makes us feel pretty happy to see that little subscriber number tick upward, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button.
It's going to make us both very happy.
Okay, so now back to Garden City. Let's take 2 seconds to talk about the craft beer and wine scene that has just exploded over the past 4 or 5 years. For wine tasting, I absolutely love Talaya, Split Rail, and Cinder wines. But gosh, really, there are so many other great ones in that area to check out. And then for breweries in the area, my husband Andy loves craft beer. Our top favorites in Garden City are Powder House, Barbarian Winery or Brewery. Barbarian Brewery, that's the one. I like wine, he likes beer. But anyhow, Barbarian Brewery, Western Collective, and there's also Twisted District too. But you know, there are a lot of other fantastic ones, so it's really kind of hard to just name a few. Safe to say that when it comes to a hot spot for craft brews and wine tasting, Garden City has really become the place to go. It helps that it has the Boise River running right along the city, which thus means you have the Greenbelt. So you can hop on your bike or cruiser, make your way down to your spot of choice, enjoy a great bite and drink, and then safely cruise on home, or continue on to downtown or to the Whitewater Park. Speaking of the Whitewater Park, well, this one might surprise you to learn about. While Garden City is of course landlocked because, well, yeah, we're in Idaho, well, in Garden City, they're surfing.
Seriously.
Thanks to the Whitewater Park, which features an adjustable wave for kayakers and surfers, as well as 3 additional in-river wave structures, you can surf. And if you're not sure if you're really up for surfing, but maybe you're just really more interested in being a spectator, they've also got a great observer plaza kind of area that has multiple spots, so you can check it all out. So let's now talk about some other things to do in Garden City. The Expo Idaho Center, which is right in the heart of Garden City, it's right off Chinden Blvd with the Boise River to the north. Yeah, the Expo Center is pretty much what most locals consider as being the fairgrounds in the Boise area. And that is because, well, it's where the biggest fair here in the southwest Idaho happens every single year, which is the Western Idaho Fair. So that, of course, is a big draw. It brings roughly 250,000 people every single year, not to mention a lot of farm animals.
There's food, carnival games, pie eating contest.
So yeah, the Western Idaho Fair is a big one. But the Expo Center, so it's actually, I guess, Expo Idaho, it has a lot of stuff going on for the rest of the year. There's sporting events, car shows, dog shows, and hey, if you've never been to a dog show, well, you, my friend, are missing out. And no, I'm actually serious. I'm not kidding.
He shows a good dog.
The people watching.
Now that's entertainment.
And my husband Andy loves the annual Sportsman's Show. He goes every single year with our boys, who love being able to trout fish right in front of the center. And they also have an archery shoot set up and just really all kinds of other kid activities and shenanigans. The Boise Music Fest is also a huge draw for Garden City. It's a massive one-day music festival with performers like Ludacris, Jelly Roll, and also about 50 different local artists. You'll hear everything from rock to hip-hop and country to acoustic. And they have carnival rides, food vendors, and all kinds of other activities for kiddos. If you're curious to learn more about that event, I will put a link in the description of this video for you to check out. So now you are probably wondering about the homes and neighborhoods in Garden City. And this is where people are either disappointed by their lack of options or absolutely delighted by some hidden gems. So first, for those who are looking for a well-established master plan community with all the bells and whistles, so you want multiple pools, a fitness center, pickleball, tennis courts, all of those things, well, we'd probably swing through Garden City to grab some lunch or check out the Whitewater Park, and then just keep on going to Meridian or Eagle, because those kind of communities just really aren't in Garden City's wheelhouse. If, however, you have your heart set on being right on or very close to the river and would love to be just minutes from the Greenbelt, you might just be blown away by some of the hidden gems and neighborhoods that are tucked into this unassuming town. Here is one such neighborhood. As you can see, many homes here are right on the Greenbelt and the Boise River. So because of how small Garden City is, as I mentioned earlier, it's only 4.2 square miles, and due to how commercially based it is, well, there's only so much space for single-family homes to exist. As such, the most common housing option we're currently seeing being built or that we have seen built recently in Garden City are condos. And considering the size of the city and its other appealing attributes such as the river and the Greenbelt, well, it really makes sense because, yeah, you can house a lot of people in a condo. If you were curious what's on the market today in Garden City, across the town there are right now 42 homes on the market. But if, say, you know that you want a home with a yard, so you aren't looking at condos or townhomes, well, there are only 15 of those on the market. So if you compare those numbers to what we have in Boise, where there are currently 503 single-family homes with yards, and then or to Meridian, where there are 470 homes actively on the market, you can see that the options in Garden City are definitely quite limited. That said, we have worked with clients over the years, both empty nesters and growing families, who were pretty set on either being in Boise or Meridian, and then boom, that perfect Garden City home hit the market, and they just jumped on it. So you never really know what's going to hit the market, and when those little gems do hit the market, it can be so much fun. If I had $1 for every time I said, yes, in Garden City, can you believe it? Or who knew? Or something along those lines, well... So, what do people love the most about living in Garden City? Its location. You'd be hard-pressed to beat how centrally located Garden City is. It is truly close to just about everything that the Boise Metro has to offer. You've got downtown Boise and BSU to the southeast, the foothills and Bogus to the north, the picturesque, cute little town, well, I guess it's not so little anymore, booming little town of Eagle to the north. And yeah, with the Greenbelt never more than just a few minutes away, well, living in Garden City means you have very close access, if not immediate access, to pretty much all of what the best of Boise has to offer. And then there's also the vibe. With its cluster of craft breweries and winery tasting rooms, as well as great music venues like the Visual Arts Collective and the Revolution Concert House, Garden City is just pretty darn cool. And then add in the Boise River and the Whitewater Park and all the kayakers, paddleboarders, and surfers, not to mention the cyclists and joggers that you see cruising down the Greenbelt. Well, it's just got a really unique and just kind of invigorating ambiance to it.
I like it.
I don't like it.
So what do you think? Do you think you could see yourself living in Garden City? Curious to know more about this bustling little town that's so often overlooked? Wondering if there are any homes that would be a perfect fit for you right now on the market? Shoot us a text or give us a call at 208-598-3040. Our incredibly down-to-earth and low-pressure team would love to help you learn everything you need to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.